Welcome to another video. We're here in the beautiful scenic rim of Southeast Queensland, and I'm here with my mate Greg from Making Tracks. Greg, how are you, mate?
Good, mate, thank you.
Good. Greg has kindly invited us up here to check out this beast of a 200 series build behind him. Mate, I can't wait to check this thing out.
Mate, let's hook right in and go through it.
Sounds good. Well, mate, we're now here at the front of the car, but before we start digging in, tell us a bit about like what the car is, when you bought it, all that kind of stuff.
So, mate, this is a 2019 Toyota Landcruiser 200 series VX. Bought it brand new in 2019.
Righto. And when you bought it, was the intention always to do this kind of a build, or is it something you worked up to?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Definitely to build, chop and extend, and build a ultimate tourer.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, let's get stuck into what's up the front here. What kind of bar work do you have?
Mate, so this is a TJM bar,
Yep.
Bumper replacement.
Yep. Steel bar?
Steel bar.
Yep.
Rail side steps.
Yep, awesome. And what are the spotties?
So we run steady Type X Pros on
Yep.
the front.
You like them?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome.
Great lights.
Yep. And then a couple of GME whips, what are they for?
So we have two GME whips, one being UHF,
Yep.
and the secondly being Cellfire.
Yeah, awesome. And you've got a winch in here?
Yes, mate, we've got a 12,500 pound VRS winch.
I've actually seen you personally use this winch a few times, yeah?
Only once for myself though.
Oh, yeah, that's fair point, fair point.
Yeah.
So underneath, mate, the front, any bash plates or anything?
Yeah, mate, so we got custom off-road bash plates.
Oh yeah?
Full body protection.
Yeah. What about under the bonnet? Any mods?
Yeah, mate, so we've got a performance package from GSL. We have airbox upgrade,
Yep.
gearbox and engine remapping.
Okay.
And air intake for that also.
Righto. And GSL exhaust or different exhaust?
GSL exhaust also.
Yeah, so complete GSL package.
Correct, yep.
And how do you find it, mate? Like, it's good?
Mate, there's nothing like having a V8 that sounds like a V8.
Yeah.
All compliant, so we have the GSL Elite DPF system.
Oh yeah?
So yeah, 100% legal for a DPF model cruiser.
That's the most important thing these days, I think people don't understand, is that removing the DPF is highly illegal, but
Yep.
as far as I know, GSL are the only guys that do a DPF replacement, right?
That's correct, mate, yes.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, well, let's get stuck into the side of the car and keep making our way around.
Excellent, let's do it.
So while we're on the side here, mate, wheels and tyres, what are you running?
Mate, so we're running a ROH Vapor,
Okay.
17 inch. Tyres are a Nitto Trail Grappler.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And they're beastly mud tyres, right?
Mate, they've never let me down yet.
That's all that matters, right? And while we're under the front there, suspension, what are you doing?
So we've got a Lovells adjustable kit,
Okay.
compliant with the GVM upgrade.
And aftermarket upper control arms, or?
Yes, Dobinson,
Yep.
aftermarket.
Yeah, that you need them on these, hey, once you lift them.
Absolutely, a definite must.
And talking about the suspension and stuff, have you done a diff drop at all, or not worried about that?
Definitely, yeah.
Did the diff drop as well. Awesome. And while we're on the side, I suppose the biggest thing to talk about is the actual chop. So who did the chop? Who'd you go to?
So the whole chop and car build was done by Custom RV Creations.
Okay.
We've got a very signature chop, as you can see there.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't have had a chop 200 until I found this exact design.
Okay.
Absolutely love it.
Absolutely love it. I've seen a lot of these Chop 200s over the years, and I can tell you that the custom RV chops, to me, always look the best because they also build the canopy, am I right?
Definitely, yes. Yeah, they build the canopy to match the signature chop that they have.
Yeah, and I don't think there's that many companies around Australia that are actually doing all that integrated. Normally there's a company that does a chop and the truck goes somewhere else to get a canopy fitted. So,
Yeah, correct.
mate, this thing, the lines just work, right?
Looks amazing.
Yeah, awesome. So we did mention when we're at the front of the car that you've got the TJM side rails.
Correct.
But I did notice that at the back there's like a little extra rail there, yeah?
That's right.
Who
yeah.
did that?
So yeah, Custom RV did that
They
also.
do all that as well.
Yeah, so it's a bolt-on accessory. As to be compliant, you can't weld to a TJM ARB product.
Okay.
So it's just an accessory added onto the back,
That's awesome.
just to finish it off.
And the canopy itself, is it steel, aluminium? Talk us through the kind of construction.
Full alley construction.
Yeah, so nice and light.
Nice and light, mate, yes.
And tough as nails, I'm assuming.
So far so good.
So far so good, yeah. And the rack that you've got on top of the canopy, is that integrated into the canopy build? Is that something separate?
Definitely integrated into the canopy build. So on that rack, obviously there's a ladder on the rear, which we'll see in a minute, but that goes up to accommodate solar, max tracks, Rhino fishing rod holders, and a 50-inch steady light bar.
Yeah, awesome. And you've got some little side steady lights too, right?
That's right, yeah, the steady work lights as well.
Yeah. Use them camping for driving at night? What's the main purpose of them?
Mainly camping, but most certainly, you know, for driving through tight areas. There's nothing better than being able to see what you're driving around.
Definitely, that's awesome. Well, Greg did mention the solar on the roof, and we will touch on the electrical system in the canopy when we get around the other side, but for now, mate, let's zip around the back of the truck and have a look. So, mate, we're around the back of the truck now, and I have to say that this is probably one of the sexiest backs of a 200 series chopper I've ever seen, mate. Are you happy with it?
It's for banging booty, mate.
It's for banging booty. That's a great name for it. We need a little sticker. So, talk us through it, mate. You've got obviously 2 spares up here.
2 spares, obviously a ladder to access the roof. That folds up also to take the spares off.
Oh, awesome.
Rear drawer, also table.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Integrated reverse sensors.
I noticed that before. That's really cool, huh? They would have to be one of the few companies that's doing that with the canopy builds. And then, mate, on from the reverse sensors, the towing, is that factory tow bar from Toyota? How does that all work?
Yeah, so factory tow bar. Heyman Reese hitch.
And you've got a couple of Anderson plugs there. Why have you got 2 of them?
Mate, so one is just a standard Anderson for camper, etc. The second is solar in.
Solar in. I love how they're color coded too, right? So you can't stuff that up.
Exactly that, yeah, the red for solar in.
Yeah, and what about these? Mate, steady rears.
Steady reverse lights. Obviously, pretty big truck in the dark. You know, you want to see where you're going.
Definitely. And mate, they've got to be brighter than some people's headlights, right?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
And with being a big truck like you just mentioned, like seeing out the back, how, like a revision mirror, how does that all work?
So this camera here is a constant rear run camera. I can also connect up cabling underneath, which I can also connect to the back of my caravan. Which, again, constant rear run.
How have you found that, man? The quality's good, everything's fine?
Mate, all HD technology, so yeah.
That's awesome. Cool, well, there isn't too much to see at the back of this truck. You have to admit it does look good. But let's get around to probably the best side of any canopy, and that's the kitchen side, right?
And where the fridge is.
Where the fridge is, that's right, cold beers. We'll zip around there now. Okay, mate, now we're on what I said before was the most important side. With the fridge, with the kitchen. But before we get into that, I noticed you've got this here. What's behind this secret little door?
So, mate, that is my water out, so hot and cold water.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The hots run through a heat exchange.
Okay.
Pressurised, obviously.
And do you know approximately how many litres you carry, or?
80 litres of water.
80 litres of water, but that's heaps for a weekend away camping, right?
Absolutely, and that's 80 litres because it's in front of the drawer on the rear, which obviously drawer and a water tank, you've got to split the difference.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then also on this side, mate, obviously the awning. What are you rocking here?
Yeah, so this is the Darshi 270.
Okay.
Love it.
So it's a batwing?
Yeah, similar to a batwing, so it folds from both ends, which means it'll fold around the back of the car and then all the way to almost the bonnet.
So heaps of shade.
Massive, yeah.
Now, something that I did notice too, I've driven my truck up here and we've come up, this is a bit of a private property one, we've come up through a fair few four-wheel drive tracks to get here. My truck is filthy, like it's covered in crap. Yours still looks pretty damn clean. How is that possible? What's on here that's doing this?
Yeah, mate, so this is probably my favourite addition to the truck that nobody knows is even here. So it's actually wrapped with Slick As. So what that is a self-healing sacrificial barrier to your paint.
Wow, so just like a clear wrap.
Exactly that, yeah. So a clear wrap that until you've got it, you'd never believe that you can scratch it and the sun will literally melt it back like a mirror again.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen Greg do some crazy tracks in person. I mean, like scratches all down the sides of our cars, and this it still looks brand new, mate. It obviously works, right?
Couldn't recommend it anymore. Like, not sponsored or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just a product that works.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely the next model on my car. But enough talking about the outside and stuff. Let's jump in and check out the kitchen and the beer fridge area, huh?
Let's do it.
Cool. Well, mate, we're now at the most important side, in my opinion. Fridge, kitchen area. This looks awesome.
The business side of the Canopy.
Business side. Who did all the fit out of the drawers and everything in here?
Yeah, mate. So I actually did the fit out in here.
Oh, awesome. Shit, you did a good job, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah, so I got a joinery business.
Yep.
So we've used a lightweight bamboo product,
Okay.
which is 100% waterproof. So of this side, that's just storage.
Yep.
And then this one pulls out, which we have our induction cooktop mounted into.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And air hose behind you. You've obviously got onboard compressor.
Yep. We have the dual cylinder ARB compressor.
Yep.
Which obviously that's a 15-meter air hose reel.
Yeah.
Which then allows me to inflate the car and obviously whatever I'm towing as well.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And what's in this? This is something we haven't got back to. You've got these on either side. They're just storage, or?
Yeah, just storage.
Yeah.
This particular side though, that also houses the compressor,
Okay.
water pump, and 240 volt power in
Okay.
for charging while the car's parked up.
Yeah, awesome stuff, man.
Yeah.
This is really cool of it. I love it. With the awning and all this, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
And obviously Dometic 110 litre stand up.
You like the stand-up fridge?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Obviously there's the whole thing of the things move around.
Yep.
The answer is yes, if you don't pack your fridge correctly.
Right.
Have I ever broken anything? No.
And I suppose the thing that people don't think about there is, while stuff moves around in here, when you've got it in a chest freezer,
Yep.
it's just a heap of weight on top of everything, right? Like it's
And then you dig through the fruit salad to find it.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, mate, you said you built all this out of pretty lightweight material, but I have noticed that this is a heap of storage. You could load this up back here.
Yep.
And when you got your van on, there'd be a fair bit of weight at the back of the car. How does the suspension cope with that?
So the suspension definitely copes. We've got an Airbag Man helper kit under the rear.
Yep.
That is also paired with Airbag Man onboard air in the cab, which allows me to see the bag pressures and also adjust them while on transit, up and down.
Right, so there's no manual plugging air into points
No.
at the back or anything, it's all done in cab.
Absolutely, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, to me, such an inconvenience having to run the air hose out just to inflate bags depending on your load.
Yeah.
And now that I can just use those toggle switches up and down as required, easy as.
Makes life easier. And I think what a lot of people don't realise is that as you're driving along, if you just have a very small leak in a bag and you're doing a 10-hour day of driving, by the time you pull up, there might be no air in one side of your bag. But if you've got a gauge inside that you can digitally see, so if one is dropping pressure, you can just keep topping it up as you're driving.
That's exactly right. Yeah, if you were unlucky enough to have a leak, you could definitely just inflate that particular side while you're moving along.
Which is obviously a big safety thing because you don't want your car.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. That's awesome. Mate, I'm loving the way this is set up, but at night it must get pretty dark under here. What have you got in terms of lighting?
Yeah, mate, so we've got canopy lighting inside and out.
Okay.
We have hardcore bar lighting on the doors and internally.
Yep.
They can be white or amber, and obviously amber keeps your bugs away.
Yeah, that's like a must-have when you go out bush, right?
Oh, mate, it's surprising how well it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that I did just notice as well while I'm under here is it looks like you've got electric locks on these doors. Is this all hooked up to central locking in the vehicle?
Yes, mate. So everything, all central locking. So when you lock the car, the canopy's locked as well.
Yeah, that's what you need in a rig like this, right?
Mate, there's nothing, be nothing worse than having nice things and then they go missing.
Yeah, that's right. Well, now we've talked about lighting and electric locks. I think we probably should jump over and have a look at what electrical system you got running under here, right?
The big system on the
big
other side.
system?
Okay.
Let's go check it out. Okay, mate, we're over at the power hub, I guess you'd call it, of the Canopy.
Yep.
What have you got going on in here?
We've got a bit going on.
There is.
We've got a Red Arc system in here.
Yep.
Red Arc Red Vision with the TV MS. total vehicle management system.
Yep.
2000 watt inverter.
Yep.
All powered by a 200 amp hour lithium Safari battery.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of power. You got a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Definitely enough for what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we mentioned earlier there's a solar panel on the roof. What wattage solar have you got up there?
Yep, so we got 300 watts on the roof. So
Wow.
when you're out and about outside, very, very rarely do you flatten that battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the TVMS system, I know you can control everything not only from the panel that's here, but also from your phone, right?
Correct, yes. It can be all controlled from the phone. So if you want to turn lights on and off while you're, you know, going to bed or anything like that, you can do it.
Yep.
Also saves walking around this side of the canopy just to turn the inverter on to have a coffee on the other side.
Yeah.
TVMS, obviously you can fault find very easily. If you were to blow a fuse, there's a light that lights up on that particular fuse. So it's very easy for people that don't know that much about the whole BMS 12 volt scenario.
That's fantastic, hey?
Yeah.
And you've got like a little charging station down here. What's going on there?
Yeah, so I just I run all Makita gear.
Yep.
You know, tools for all sorts of things, as you could imagine, if something was to go pear-shaped out in the bush. And obviously we've got enough power here to charge batteries. So hence the charger, and also the handheld GME radios, which obviously when you're out of the vehicle are priceless.
Yeah, I know we just used the handhelds just getting up here to where we are now, right? Like you're out guiding me up and
yeah.
they come in handy, right?
Trying to miss those holes that you don't want to end up in.
That's exactly right. And a couple of torches, they look like big suckers, man. What's the go there?
Yeah, so they're O-light torches. I use them for all different applications, but yeah, they 1 lumen at 1100 meters,
Wow.
I believe. Yeah,
That's amazing, hey?
yeah.
That's fantastic. This is such a nice, clean setup, mate. I'm a little bit jealous, to be honest. It's bloody great.
Yeah, it's perfect, hey.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, I guess now the last thing we've got left to do is kind of jump inside the vehicle and have a look at what's going on there, because that's probably maybe the best part, nearly.
A few cool things going on in there.
Cool things going on there. Okay, let's jump in and check it out, eh? Well, Greg, mate, we've left kind of the technological part for right at the end here. This is like a fighter jet in here, mate. What's the go? It's all pretty useful, or what?
Mate, definitely very flash, and yes, useful. All has its purpose.
I noticed that the dash has been changed over from a standard 200 series, and it looks like the center console maybe too. Talk us through them. What's the go there?
Yeah, mate, so EC Off-Road have worked their magic here. So we have the whole digital dash cluster, as well as the 12-inch head unit in the center here, yeah.
Right, and I've had a similar head unit from EC Off-Road in my 200.
Yep.
You can do everything on it, right? Like,
mate, you can run every app you could imagine.
Yeah.
Split screen, different mapping, down to YouTube, Spotify, whatever you like.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And the dash, it's got a few different modes. You can flick through a few different things.
Multiple modes. You could even run tire pressure sensors. You name it, this dash has it.
And you've had no problems with either thing?
No, not at all, mate. Perfect. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you run your off-road maps through your center console? I know that is an option.
Yep.
With the EC Off-Road package.
Absolutely. Generally, we run one type of mapping through that unit, and I also run a second type of mapping, whether it's HEMA or Wikicamps, vice versa, on a tablet that sits on the RAM mount. That way I'm able to actually take that mapping out of the vehicle and look and plan trips, routes at camp with other people who are on board.
That's awesome. Best of both worlds really there, hey?
For sure.
Yeah. What about controlling lights and stuff? Did you have to do any modifications to inside the car for that, or?
Yeah, so I've got a upgraded switch panel to allow for more light. So all my lighting around the car on the front, everything is switched down here.
Yep.
And obviously in the same switch panel, we've got winch power.
Yep.
We've got the front and rear lockers.
Okay.
Switched there also.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
And for towing, what kind of brake controller do you run, mate?
Yeah, so we get the Red Arc Tow Pro Elite.
Tow Pro Elite. Those things are awesome, aren't they?
Never fails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So what about communications, mate? What UHF are you running?
Yep, so we've got the GME XRS Connect.
Awesome.
Again, many features on those. Really handy in convoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just quickly, you said before, we're at the back of the car, you've got like a digital rearview mirror.
Yeah, correct. So that's up in the centre where your rear view mirror would normally be. I've got the constant rear run, as I can't see out the back anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, that looks awesome up there. Otherwise, there's not too much else you have to do inside these things, right? Like,
mate, 200 series has all the creature comforts, which I guess then comes down to the whole reason why I decided on a Chop 200. You know, you get all the comforts, all the luxuries you would require, and a automatic gearbox.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, Greg, mate, we've been around the truck now. Yep. I've got one last question for you.
Okay, mate.
What are your favourite things? Like, what if, you know, you must have to do's, what are your favourite things about what you've done?
There's going to be some big calls here. Let's just go with two.
Okay.
So the two favourite things would be, one, slick as protective film.
Yeah.
I know you can't see it, but it's on there. It works day and night. Like it's the best. It's the best protection you could have on your vehicle.
Yeah.
Obviously, people might say, "Oh, you know, what about a ceramic coating?" Completely different things. If you look at the big picture, slick as protective film it's killing it.
Yeah.
And secondly, is the onboard air system by Airbag Man. That's just so handy and usable at all times. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great to know, mate.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you for letting me come and film this.
No worries.
This has to be one of the best looking 200s getting around Australia at the moment, mate. And I'm actually really happy that you use the truck too, right? Like it's not just a highway monster. It's going out into the bush. Yeah. I love that about it.
No, that's no. Thank you very much, mate. And I might be biased, but definitely on looks department, it's winning.
Yeah, I love it.
Cool.
Well, thanks very much. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, jump down into the description and throw it down there. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Also, I'll have Greg's Instagram account, Making Tracks, down below. If you're not following that already, you're crazy. Jump over there. There's some great content. Greg and his family go camping in some awesome places, so he gives you a lot of ideas about what you guys can do as well. So yeah, mate, thank you very much.
Thanks very much, mate.
Good
Cheers.
on you. Thank you.